Good afternoon, I'm Mai Rodriguez. This is Newsfeed at noon on BNC, the Bilyonaryo news channel. Authorities are confident former Mayor Alice Guo will be caught soon after the arrest of two of her companions. They also believe Guo is still in Indonesia. The Quadcom cites former presidential spokesperson Harry Roque in contempt for lying about his absence from a hearing. And U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris formally accepts the Democratic nomination for president. Philippine authorities are confident dismissed Bamban Tarlac Mayor Alice Guo will be caught soon after two of her cohorts were arrested in Indonesia. Sheila Guo and Cassandra Leong were brought home Thursday, and lawmakers investigating crimes linked to Pogos are eager to grill them. Agatha Gregorio reports.
As their plane landed on Philippine soil, Sheila Guo and Cassandra Leong were placed under arrest. Sheila Guo for immigration violations, Ong for obstruction of justice, passports violations, and other crimes. They were initially detained in Indonesia following joint operations by Indonesian and Philippine immigration agents. But the two are facing more serious allegations. They are tagged in the operation of illegal Pogo, where torture, human trafficking, and possibly even murder may have transpired.
Through our police attaché, we coordinated po sa ating foreign counterparts since na-cancel na po yung kanilang passport po ay hinold po sila.
Sheila Guo is the sister of Alice Guo, the former Bamban Tarlac mayor who's at the center of the Pogo scandal in her town. Cassandra Ong, on the other hand, is a representative of Lucky South 99, the Pogo Hub in Porac, Pampanga, where similar activities were said to have been done. Justice Secretary Boyeng Remulla says this connects the Pampanga and Tarlac hubs.
Well, we found a connection between Alice Guo and Cassandra Leong. A definite connection was found by our people. Which means that Bamban and Porac are closely related. And remember that despite all the denials of former Secretary Roque, it appears that they're really intimately related.
Former presidential spokesperson Harry Roque is also being investigated over his possible links to the Pogo Hubs after he admitted lawyering for Ong and accompanying her to a meeting with PAGCOR over Pogo license issues. Ong is wanted by the House of Representatives for snubbing hearings. Sheila Guo is wanted by the Senate for the same reason. Lawmakers are hoping the two will finally face their probe.
Inaasahan ko rin ang pagdalo ni Cassandra Leong at Sheila Guo sa ating hearing sa Martes. Mananagot sila sa pag-iwas nila sa Senado.
Senate President Pro Tempore Jinggoy Estrada says government agencies should be brought to account for letting Guo and company leave undetected.
Una, yung BID. Yung CAAP. Yung dalawang agencies na yan. Kaya yung NAIA. For their failure.
Sheila Guo will be processed and detained by the Immigration Bureau. Ong, on the other hand, will face inquest proceedings over the weekend with the NBI. It's unclear if and when they'd be turned over to the Houses of Congress, but the Justice Department says they will definitely be made to appear at the Pogo hearings. Authorities are also hopeful Alice Guo will soon fall. She was last seen in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Agatha Gregorio, Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Bureau of Immigration spokesperson Dana Sandoval says former Bamban Mayor Alice Guo is not yet the subject of any Interpol notice. Speaking to BNC's At the Forefront, Sandoval says an Interpol notice can only be issued if there are pending cases or warrants of arrest against the subject.
Alice Guo is not yet the subject of any Interpol notice. The Interpol notice would actually stem from a pending court case here in the Philippines and a warrant of arrest issued by the courts. But so far po, we have not received any of those orders yet.
As for Alice Guo's whereabouts, Sandoval says she and brother Wesley Guo's last recorded travel was in Indonesia. They have yet to be located by Indonesian authorities. She adds that based on their information, they left the Philippines and went first to Sabah, Malaysia.
According to our counterparts, they are already actively moving towards locating the two.
So would you know if they're still in Indonesia?
So far, there's no recorded attempts to travel outside of Indonesia.
Does the Bureau of Immigration have information on how Alice Guo left the Philippines? Do you know if she left through Luzon, Visayas, or Mindanao?
We do have intelligence information on it, but we are choosing not to share it yet to the public because the information is yet to be confirmed by our intelligence sources. But from what we know, especially with inspecting the documents that Sheila presented upon arrival, their entry point in Malaysia was Sabah. So there is a big possibility that the group departed via illegal means.
The House Quad Committee investigating the drug war and Pogo crimes cites former presidential spokesman Harry Roque in contempt for lying. Lawmakers are also inviting Roque's former boss, Rodrigo Duterte, to their next hearing. Hanati tells us why.
The Davao prison and penal farm tagged former President Rodrigo Duterte in the murders of 3 Chinese drug lords in 2016. Leopoldo Tan Jr. and Fernando Magdadaro told the House Squad Committee investigating extrajudicial killings how they were supposedly instructed by law enforcers linked to Duterte to carry out the murders of convicted drug lords Chu Kin Tong, Li Lan Yan, and Wong Meng Pin in 2016. Tan says SPO4 Arthur Artner Solis promised him 1 million per head and freedom to kill the 3. Tan tapped Magdadaro, a fellow inmate, for the task.
Noong August 13 ng gabi, pinagsasaksak na namin yung 3 Chinese drug lords. Ginamit ko ang korta at pagsaksak. Magdadaro naman ay gumamit ng 29 balisong sa pagsaksak.
Tan alleged that Superintendent Gerardo Padilla, then officer in charge of the DPPF, received a phone call from Duterte himself following the murders.
Nadinig ko na sinabi nung tumawag kay Superintendent Padilla, "Congrats, Superintendent Padilla. Job well done." Pero grabe yung ginawa, diluguan. Alam ko na ang kausap ni Superintendent Padilla ay si Presidente Duterte dahil pamilyar ko ang boses niya. Sabi ni Superintendent Padilla sa mga kasamahan niya doon, tumawag si Presidente Duterte, nag-congrats sa akin.
The House Squad Committee members, who also delved into the connections between Philippine offshore gaming operators or POGOs and the illegal drug trade, agreed to invite the former president to the next hearing to present his side of the story.
In this light of this very serious and sensitive development, may I move in the interest of fairness? May I move to invite the former president to hear his side on this matter?
In the same hearing, former presidential spokesperson Harry Roque was cited in contempt for lying about his absence from the hearing on August 16. Roque claimed he had a court appointment, but a certification from Manila Regional Trial Court showed Roque had no scheduled appearance on that date.
Attorney Harry Roque has no hearing on August 16 and did not appear in the courts of Manila on said date. Mr. Chair, I hate to say it, but clearly, Attorney Harry Roque, our former secretary, and my former professor, law professor, lied to this committee. And that amounts actually to disrespect on the members of the committee, which is contemptible under Section 11E.
Roque said it was a mistake.
It was an honest mistake, Your Honor. I have also been a member of this chamber. We don't hold hearings on Fridays. So when I saw the notice of hearing, I assumed that just like the first and the second hearing where I attended, that it would be on a Thursday. By the time I realized that it was a Friday and there was in fact a hearing, it was also close already to lunchtime, and the hearing was in Pampanga. So I apologize for the honest mistake.
Roque is a resource person for the committee's Pogo probe. He was hired by Cassandra Ong to lawyer for Whirlwind Corporation, the landowner for Lucky South 99. Roque denies he represents Lucky South. Roque was ordered detained at the house for 24 hours. Hannah T., Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Duterte's former chief legal counsel, Salvador Panelo, says the demolition job on the Dutertes is in full swing. Panelo criticized the use of murder and drug convicts to link the former president to the murders of 3 Chinese detainees. The convicted felons have admitted to killing the Chinese inmates. Panelo says those convicts have nothing to lose in linking Duterte to the crimes since they are sentenced to life imprisonment. Panelo adds the convicts can lie about their statements in exchange for favors from those who want to destroy the Dutertes. Coming up on Newsfeed at noon, MMDA Chair Abalo calls on fugitive Pastor Apollo Quiboloy to surrender. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Senator Jinggoy Estrada welcomes the Sandigan Bayan's decision acquitting him of bribery in connection with the 10 billion peso pork barrel scam. The anti-graft court granted the senator's motion for reconsideration and reversed his conviction due to lack of evidence. Estrada says the ruling is a vindication and affirms the innocence he has consistently maintained throughout the trial. Estrada was also acquitted of plunder last January, along with the scam's alleged mastermind, Janet Lim Napoles. Interior and Local Government Secretary Ben-Hur Abalos urges wanted religious leader Apollo Quiboloy to surrender. Quiboloy faces a slew of charges, including human trafficking and sexual abuse of minors. He has a 10 million peso bounty on his head. Abalo says Quiboloy is believed to be still in the country. Electric utility firm Meralco continues to beef up its renewable energy portfolio. Meralco says their subsidiary, MGen Renewable Energy, or MGreen, is investing in a 450 megawatt solar project in Pangasinan. Singaporean firm Vena Energy currently owns the project, which is expected to come online by next year. In addition to this investment, in 2023, Meralco secured a majority stake in SP New Energy Corporation, the developer of one of the world's largest solar firms. Beautiful, bright, and alive. That's how locals describe a night out in Manila, which is now considered as the second best city for nightlife in the world. A survey by global media company Time Out gave Manila an impressive 78% rating thanks to the city's affordable and vibrant nightlife scene. Time Out cites Manila's diverse offerings, from the night markets in Divisoria to the bustling districts of Poblacion in Makati and Bonifacio Global City. The inaugural 2024 Nightlife Rankings surveyed thousands of residents in major cities worldwide who rated nightlife based on budget and quality. When Newsfeed at noon returns, U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris accepts the Democratic nomination. Stay tuned. Welcome Welcome back to Newsfeed at noon. What you see now is the live traffic situation at various points in the North Luzon Expressway. Many more are expected to be traveling today, the start of the long weekend. That's until Monday, which is also a holiday, National Heroes Day. With us now on the line is Robin Ignacio, the Senior Manager for Traffic Operations at NLEX SCTEX. Good afternoon, sir. Kamusta po ang traffic today and how much volume are you expecting?
Yes, good afternoon po. Actually, as of this time, we still have higher volume going to the north. Yesterday afternoon, marami na po tayong bumiyahe until early evening. And then starting this morning po, our northbound direction, meaning going to the provinces, we still have a higher volume as expected. And up to now, actually, we can see that the area coming from Karuhatan and Balintawak and up to Bukawi area, we can see that all lanes are full of vehicles actually, but the running speed average is still at 60 kph. And after Bukawi area, we can see that the speed is still is quite faster already at around 80 up to San Fernando. And from San Fernando area, again, there's a slowdown of traffic due to volume, still due to volume, averaging at about 60 kph again. But for the stretch of SCTEX, from NLEX per going SCTEX up to Tarlac Toll Plaza, we have light traffic. And as they reach the toll plaza, the last toll plaza in SCTEX, the Tarlac Toll Plaza, we have about 10 to 15 vehicles on queue, both on CAS lane as well as at the RFID lanes.
So you mentioned the choke points at the NLEX, and as of now, the SCTEX is clear. Pero ano po yung preparations na ginagawa ng NLEX and SCTEX to assist our motorists?
Yes, as yesterday din po, we deployed more personnel to assist our motorists, and also we temporarily stopped lane closures. All the roadworks that we've started, we temporarily stopped, and all the lanes are available to our motorists. And also we increased the deployment of our incident response teams to assist motorists having problems.
So good news, no roadworks for now, and suspended ng roadworks, no road closures.
Yes, that will be until Tuesday morning po.
Ano po ang advice nyo for those returning, coming from the long weekend? When should they expect the heavy traffic coming back?
Yes, ma'am. Just like yesterday afternoon and up to early evening and this morning, apparently, hindi po sabay-sabay yung ating mga motoristas. That's why we are not experiencing yung heavy congested areas. And likewise, we would want our motorists to come back to Metro Manila as well as those going back to the provinces, that if they can monitor the current situation of the expressway, and if they monitor heavy congestion, if they can adjust their travel time, then they better do it so that they will not be included or involved in the heavy congestion. And we are expecting po the heavy influx of motorists on Monday afternoon, coming from the provinces, going back to Metro Manila until early morning of Tuesday.
All right. Thank you so much for that advice and for your time. Thank you, Robin Ignacio.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon po.
The Senior Manager for Traffic Operations at the NLEX and SCTEX. Nearly 24 Filipinos are among the rescued crew of an oil tanker targeted by Yemen's Houthi rebels in the Red Sea. 23 Filipinos and 2 Russians were on board the Greek-owned vessel Authorities say they are safe and accounted for. The Houthis have repeatedly attacked international shipping that they say backs Israel in its war against Gaza's Hamas rulers. In its latest advisory, Manila's Foreign Affairs Department urged Filipino sailors to exercise their right to refuse sailing in the Red Sea. The race for the White House kicking into high gear. U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris formally accepts the Democratic nomination for president. Harris closed out the Democratic National Convention in Chicago, sharing her vision and policy agenda. She also had nothing but praises for U.S. President Joe Biden.
To our President Joe Biden, when I think about the path that we have traveled together, Joe, I am filled with gratitude. Your record is extraordinary, as history will show, and your character is inspiring. On behalf of everyone whose story could only be written in the greatest nation on earth, I accept your nomination to be President of the United States of America.
Harris also assailed Republican rival Donald Trump, drawing a sharp contrast between their leadership. Harris says Trump is not yet done threatening American democracy. After the DNC, Harris will face Trump in their first presidential debate on September 10. Iceland declares a state of emergency due to a rumbling volcano. The volcano in the Reykjanes Peninsula erupted Thursday, the sixth time in 8 months, forcing evacuations. Volcanoes in the peninsula had been dormant for about 800 years before activity was recorded in 2021. Since then, there have been 9 volcanic eruptions in the area. Young men are joining Myanmar's resistance and are undergoing rigorous military drills in the country's jungles. They're joining volunteers from all walks of life, including former journalists and chefs, even rappers and poets who are out to overthrow the military junta. The trainees begin their routine at 4 in the morning and end at 9 in the evening, with Sunday their only day off. Myanmar won independence from Britain in 1948, but has long been dominated by its army. A military coup in 2021 also ended the brief period of civilian rule under Nobel Peace Prize winner Aung San Suu Kyi. Filipina tennis star Eala bows out of the U.S. Open qualifiers after suffering a tough loss in the final round against Romanian Elena Gabriela Ruse. Eala took the first set but lost steam in the second and third, 3-6, 6-1, 6-4. It was Eala's first U.S. Open campaign as a pro. She earlier defeated Australia's Madison Inglis and Spain's Nuria Parisas Diaz to come to just a win away from a historic main draw stint. Meanwhile, cash rewards continue to pour in for double Olympic gold medalist Carlos Yulo, with the latest coming from businessman Manny Pangilinan. Pangilinan, through the MVP Sports Foundation, awarded Yulo 10 million pesos for his historic win in the Paris Games. Bronze medalist Nesty Petesio and Ira Villegas received 2 million pesos each, while their coaches also got cash incentives. A renowned sports advocate, Pangilinan vows to continue supporting Filipino athletes all the way through the 2028 Olympics in LA. Those are the news this hour. I'm Mai Rodriguez. Thanks for watching Newsfeed at noon. Stay tuned to BNC for more top-of-the-hour news on Free TV Channel 31 and also on our website, bnc.ph. Bilyonaryo News Channel, always on top. Good afternoon.